Welcome, everyone. We're doing a deep dive today, just for you.
Hmm.
And we're tackling something pretty fundamental, really, key to a fulfilling life.
Yeah, understanding what actually drives you at your core.
Exactly. And our source for this is all about identifying passions and values.
Pretty focused stuff.
Yeah. And the mission is straightforward. You just give you a clear pathway to figuring out these, well, essential parts of who you are right now.
It sounds simple, maybe, but taking this time, this focused reflection, it can genuinely shift things for you.
It really can.
It's about looking beyond the day-to-day noise.
And finding what really energizes you.
Precisely.
So, okay, let's dive into that first bit then, your passions.
Right.
Think about those times when you're just completely lost in something, time just vanishes.
Yeah.
What is it that genuinely excites you? Makes you feel, well, alive?
Those activities you do anyway, even if there was no reward, sort of thing. And what's interesting, I think, is that passions, they aren't always these like massive career-defining goals.
No, not always.
They can be much quieter. Hobbies you love, maybe, or subjects you just enjoy learning about in your spare time.
Right, just things you're drawn to.
The key is that feeling, that spark of excitement, that energy.
So how do you pinpoint that?
Well, maybe think back. Try to recall a time you felt really energized, really happy. What were you actually doing then? That can be a clue.
Okay, that makes sense. So passions give you that energy,
Mm-hmm.
but then we also need to look at values, right? Alongside the passions.
Absolutely crucial. These are your kind of fundamental beliefs, your principles.
The things that guide how you make decisions, how you behave.
Exactly. What's truly deeply important to you is, say, kindness, or maybe curiosity, honesty.
Integrity, perhaps.
Yeah, integrity. Think about the lines you just wouldn't cross. Those are probably tied to your core values.
And if you connect that to the bigger picture,
Well, your values are like the bedrock, aren't they? The foundation of your character.
Yep.
They influence, everything. Big life choices, small everyday interactions. Knowing them gives you a framework for what feels right.
it helps you navigate tricky situations too, I imagine.
Definitely. Ethical dilemmas and such.
So you can start to see how these two things, passions and values, they really connect, can't you?
Yeah, they work together. Passions bring the energy, the drive.
And values kind of direct it, steer the ship.
That's a great way to put it. Yeah, when you understand both, you basically have this strong internal compass.
Guiding you towards a life that feels more aligned, more meaningful.
Exactly that. Which, raises a question for you listening.
What happens when things feel off?
Right. What happens when your life feels out of sync with those passions and values?
That sense of unease, maybe. Dissatisfaction.
Often, yeah. That's where it comes from. Even if, on the surface, everything looks fine, looks successful.
I see.
So understanding these core drivers, your passions, your values, that's really the vital first step towards feeling more fulfilled, having a stronger sense of purpose.
Yeah, it makes a perfect sense. When what you do reflects what you care about
Your values.
and involves things you actually enjoy,
It's your past.
then that deeper satisfaction, it just naturally follows, doesn't it?
It's about building a life that genuinely resonates with who you actually are, not who you think you should be.
So the key takeaway here, for you listening, isn't some complicated formula.
No, not at all. It starts much simpler.
It begins with that act of self-reflection, right? Honestly, identifying those sparks the passions and the core principles, the values.
That's the heart of it.
So as you go about your day-to-day, maybe consider this question, just mull it over.
Mm-hmm.
How would having a clearer grasp of your passions and your values immediately change the choices you make, even the small ones?
That's a powerful question.
It is. Worth spending a little quiet time with, perhaps. Just reflect on what truly drives you.
You might be surprised by what you uncover.
Definitely. Something to think about.